Right on. Welcome to Hatha plus Breath. This is the class where we connect with our breath and intend to open up our internal awareness to perceive all of what's going on inside of us and to pull back into a place of observer awareness, that unchanging state of awareness, consciousness itself. And then we can learn to accurately work with our own energies, what to do about them, how to change certain looping patterns into new patterns that are beneficial, and all of that stuff. So I see that this class we're going to do 2 breath techniques, and I would really like to do a much longer session of Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing. So you can begin to sort of experience palpably how this breath can balance both hemispheres of the brain and bring unification into and clarity into our minds. So, but before that, we're going to do a vigorous breathing practice called Bhastrika breath. It's that one where we do really big breaths in a fast pace. And then, or before that, to prepare for that, we're going to do some yoga asana. So we'll begin first by closing our eyes and tuning in to our bodies and our breath. Noticing how you feel, what you're coming in with. Beginning that initial pull back in of the senses, which were going outwards, now coming in. And connecting to the breath and feeling this moment of the breath in its natural state. And can you pull back into an awareness state of this is simply happening, and that this breath is what is responsible for keeping us tethered here in the human body, and bringing with it all this life and energy that we use in this human body. Okay, we're going to move into our yoga sequence. So we'll just come to hands and knees on the mat, to tabletop. Begin here with some breath and movement. So start with the inhale in table. And on the exhales, we're going to just fall back into child's pose, stretching a little bit through the shoulders and the spine, and moving with each breath, inhaling up into table, and back down into child's pose, exhaling. Inhaling, rising. Exhaling, child's pose. Inhale, rise. And child's pose. Next, we're going to start to create a little bit of warmth in the body. So as we rise, we're going to extend, say, the left arm and the right leg to a parallel over the mat. And then exhale, just coming back down to child's pose. Inhale, rising up, switching sides, so right arm, left leg. And exhale down. Continuing this movement, feeling the muscles of the back, glutes, shoulders engaging. Exhale down. And rising. Now for these next few, we're going to come up, same thing, but we're going to hold for 2 breaths, reaching the fingers away from the feet. And also, it's nice to point the heel back, so flexing the foot. And then on your second exhale, we'll drop down. Alternating sides. Inhale, rising. 2 full breaths. Warming up the muscles. And down. Now can we do one more time on each side? Inhale, rise. Focusing. Expanding energy. And down. Now rising, back to table, and now we're just going to loosen up a little bit the spine. So we'll do some cat-cow. When you inhale, you're going to drop the chest, arcing the back, lifting the head and the hips. And on the exhale, is going to round the back, caving in the chest and the belly. Inhale, cow, and exhaling cat. Moving dynamically with the breath. And balancing out. Next, we're just going to bring our left foot straight forward, coming into a low lunge, kneeling lunge. Couple movements here. So our inhales are going to draw us forward into the stretch, and our exhales are going to lean us back, extending the leg in front of us and lifting the toes to increase the stretch all the way into the calf muscle. And we'll move back and forth each breath. Inhale forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Last time here on this side. Now here in this back position, if you would like to grab your foot with one hand, kind of just put a little bit of pulling the toes towards the shins, and take another breath here. And then we will come forward on the inhale, drop the knee, and back into child's pose on the exhale. Rising on the inhale and switching sides. So right foot forward. And exhaling, tilting back. Inhale forward. Exhale, tilting back. Inhaling forward. And if I was counting right, this would be the last one. Is that correct? Okay, exhaling, going back and holding. Pulling the toes towards the shin. Leaning into that stretch and allowing it to happen at the same time. Okay, inhaling forward, dropping the knee and all the way down into child's pose again. Inhale, rising. This time we're going to come into our downward dog. So tuck the toes, lifting the knees, and extending through the spine and the shoulders. Backs of the legs or the knees can be bent slightly at first, focusing on lengthening through the spine and the shoulders. And then you can begin with a steady breath, pedaling each heel into the floor, back and forth. And for the last breath here, try to get both of the heels towards the floor, maintaining that length in the spine. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, we'll come back down to table, and exhaling into child's pose. Now we'll transfer onto our back. So as you inhale, rising to table, and then walking the knees forward, or jumping forward. I like that too. No, that's nice. And then rolling all the way back onto the mat. Releasing the body towards the floor, allowing it to adjust here for a few moments. Next posture will be for the hips. So we're going to lift the left leg and place the ankle right on top of the thigh, right where below the knee. And then we'll lift that, or the right leg, right foot off the floor, bringing the whole leg towards us. And then the shin of the left leg, we're going to, first we're going to grab hold of the foot, the right hand, and the knee with the left hand. And as you exhale, we'll just pull in towards the chest. So your tailbone should be lifting slightly off the floor. And you should be feeling the stretch in the glute muscle on the left. And we'll release on the inhales and pull in on the exhales. Moving with the breath. And now you can feel free to explore a little bit on where you can find the most stretch here. So if you'd like, you can rotate in circles in one direction and rotate in circles in the other direction. Or you can find a spot that feels like it needs a little more attention and just breathe into it there. And then we'll release that side, placing the foot back down to the mat, and lifting the right, placing the ankle on the thigh, lifting up, grabbing hold of the foot and the knee, and exhaling, pulling in. A lot of tension gets stuck in the hips. So this is a really good exercise. So breathing, moving with the breath. Whenever you feel especially ungrounded at certain times, then the advice is to check in with your hips and see what you can do to open the hips. So now moving intuitively or finding a place to breathe into. And when you're ready, release that side back to the floor. Our next posture will be bridge pose. So placing the feet flat on the floor next to the hips and the arms next to the hips. As you inhale, pushing the hips up, arcing the back, hips towards the ceiling. And exhale, rolling the spine all the way down to the tailbone. Inhale, rising. Also adding the arms if you wish. They can come up and back behind you. And exhaling just the reverse. Inhale, rise. Exhale, rolling. Last one. Let's see. Okay, we're going to begin, let's see, Shavasana at the end. I liked that last time. So we'll grab the knees and come into Apanasana to neutralize the spine. You can also wrap your arms around your knees and rock back and forth, side to side. Massaging each side of the spine, kidneys, the nerves along the side of the spine. And to come up, we're going to do this fun kind of thing. We're going to turn ourselves into a half wheel. So grab hold of the knees and use them as leverage to bring yourself up to sitting. And then we're going to do this a few times, rolling back onto the shoulders. So make your back round enough so that you can do this kind of rolling motion a few times. And then we can come back to sitting. Awesome. I think you guys mostly got it. All right, so we're going to come into our seated posture now. Go ahead and grab your bolster. See, I'm going to grab the tissue box just in case. I'll be right back. Since this next breath technique is going to be kind of vigorous through the nose, if you need to blow your nose, feel free to grab a tissue. Excuse me. So for a moment here, just close your eyes again and feel into your body. Notice if there's any difference from before. In the amount that you can relax, maybe a little bit more spaciousness. And then one other thing, notice which nostril is more open than the other. And I just want to take an inventory real quick. Who here has more openness in their left nostril than the right? Raise your hand. Left? A little more in the left? Okay. And who has more openness in the right? A little more openness in the right? And then both nostrils simultaneously feel pretty open? Okay. Cool. We're all kind of mixed a bit. All right. So that is just a way to determine kind of which side of our nervous system is more active in a given moment. The left nostril being more open would correlate to the right side of the brain, which is more mental side of the nervous system, more holistic as well, the feminine side. The right nostril being open is the left brain, more vital energy, or more kind of the masculine side of the brain, ordering, compartmentalizing. and both nostrils open simultaneously correlates to a balance in both. And it could also mean that the sushumna or center channel is open, more open. So at any time in your life, if you notice that you're inspired by something, something is inspiring you, you might want to check with your nostrils. Oftentimes both of them are open because it's that center channel that is beginning to open. So our first breath technique, Bhastrika Pranayama, is characterized by deep, full inhales and exhales at a quick pace, about a second per. And this serves to energize and activate the nervous system. It brings it sends a lot of carbon dioxide out of the bloodstream. And then when we rest in between the rounds, fresh new oxygen is circulating, carbon dioxide comes back to a normal level. We begin to relax and stabilize. So we'll begin a round of 10. We'll do 2 rounds of 10. And if you feel any discomfort, just release the breath, come back into relaxation. Connecting with the breath in the belly and beginning with the first inhale. Exhale. 2 more full breaths. Exhale, releasing. Stillness in the body. Noticing the activation. You may feel vibration. You may feel some buzzing sensations. Just allowing this to settle. And as you allow this all to settle, cultivate this intention to open up into your awareness, open to your inner awareness or inner space. And in the spaciousness of our awareness, we are becoming aware that all that is happening, all sensations that are happening, are being held within this space, and that this spaciousness is unchanging. Everything else is dancing, changing, and we are simply just aware. This is the witness, or the sakshi, eternal awareness. All sensations, from the sound of my voice vibrating through your eardrums, the sound of the music, the feeling of your body sitting here on the floor, the sensation of the air on your skin, internal sensations, internal vision. Now, in personal practice, if you bring this with you, that place that we come to where we feel like we've reached a baseline, the heart rate is calm, the breath becomes calm, then you can begin the next round. So we'll begin the next round, connecting with the breath. Beginning with the inhale. Exhale. Three more. Exhale and release. You may also notice this breath conjures up a lot of heat in the body. So now, as we begin to relax into stillness, our blood vessels, our air passageways, in the veins, everything in our muscles begin to relax and open up. And as they begin to relax, all of the fresh oxygen that is circulating in the blood now begins to move into the cells, ready to receive and utilize all of that fresh energy available. So we're facilitating this process by creating a unified field of awareness in which everything in our body is behaving as it should. So we have completed our kind of stronger yogic breathing. So we're going to start our journey now into stillness, and investigating and experiencing stillness and subtlety. Before we move into Nadi Shodhana, just spend some moments here just connecting with the breath. Notice its subtlety. Perhaps it wants to stop for a few moments. Just enjoying this natural, free expression. As you journey into stillness, see where in your mind field there's still activity going on. Perhaps it's linked to a certain part of your body or space in your body. And just go about opening up and relaxing into spaciousness. Okay, so moving into Nadi Shodhana, channel cleansing breath. Feel into your breath, feel that it's flowing through the nose. You can feel the sensation through the nose. And bring your awareness up now and situate it right there between the eyebrows, from like a relaxed inward gaze. Before we move into the hand mudra, we're going to get a clear picture in our mind of what this looks like and how it feels before we even do it. So with your awareness here in the center of the eyebrows, imagine as though you are breathing in and you can feel the breath flowing in through the left nostril. And the breath is flowing up and meeting that point between the eyebrows. And as you exhale, imagine as though the breath is moving out of the right nostril. And then with each inhale, then the breath comes in through the right nostril. meets in the center and then exhales out the left. Continuing this breath pattern, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, and vice versa. And this is just to show you that this breath happens on a very subtle level. So although we are doing the hand movement and emphasizing this, we can actually practice on this more internal level. So we'll bring the hand up and close the pointer and the middle finger towards the palm. So you have your thumb for your right nostril if you're right-handed, and the other two for your left. And we will continue this breathing pattern now, compressing the right nostril, breathing in through the left. Opening the right and compressing the left, so breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right. And breathing out through the left. And continuing. Just want a little more relaxed music here. Now for the next 3 minutes, we're going to be tuning into this breath pattern. Really feeling into the quality of energy that you can perceive on each breath. The difference in quality from the left side to the right side. The difference in the inhales and the exhales. Last breath cycle. And releasing the hand back down and noticing where your attention is. We're going to move into Shavasana for the last couple minutes of class, and just relax into the floor, finding your corpse pose. Releasing the body into the floor. I'll do a short guided meditation. Feel free to join me. Just bringing your awareness, streaming it down to the left side of the body, into the left side of the body. Noticing how you feel from the toes all the way through and back up. And then streaming your awareness now down into the right side of the body. Through the arms, the torso, through the leg, all the way to the toes. And back up. And now feeling both sides of the body together. And bringing your attention now to the tips of the toes and the tips of the fingers. And feeling the balancing effect. Bringing your awareness to the top of the head. And now the top of the head, the fingers and the toes all together. With these 5 points in your awareness, also connect to the center of these 5 points. And feeling the breath, natural and free. Now to move gradually out of Shavasana with the attention in the fingers and the toes. First begin with the intention to move without moving. And can you notice how energy flows with the intention? And then just take it through into movement and begin wiggling the fingers and the toes. And possibly rotating the wrists and the ankles. And if you feel good, stretching all the way back. And slowly making your way to one side of the body, coming into a semi-fetal position. And from here, slowly bringing yourself back up to sitting. And since we are a little bit over, we'll just conclude the session with one Om altogether. Feel free to join me. Hands together at the heart. And releasing the practice. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hope you all found it relaxing.